All sorts of fireworks on Capitol Hill. Freedom Caucus Chairman Congressman Mark Meadows says subpoenas are coming within days for members of the Justice Department involved in the Russia witch hunt. Department of Justice whistleblowers and DOJ officials who've stonewalled congressional document requests are among those being called to testify before Congress. Joining us tonight, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton, and you have to be feeling pretty good, Tom, to know that Congressman Meadows says there will now be subpoenas.
Well, it's a positive step forward. It's been well over a year of obstruction and stonewalling by this Justice Department. And not only that, they've been attacking congressional oversight. There's credible stories out there.
I would have a basket full if I were Speaker Ryan. If I were running one of the Intelligence Committees, Judiciary Committees, one of the Oversight Committees, I'd have a basket full of subpoenas for Rod Rosenstein himself. This is outrageous what has happened, and it's taken, and I want to just congratulate Mark Meadows when he put his face right in front of the Speaker and told him he's had it. I have to tell you, I applauded. Meadows is a man of high integrity and principle, and to put up with this Speaker for this long without response, all I can say is congratulations to the folks in North Carolina he represents, because this is the stuff that you want to see more of in Congress.
Well, you know, and it shows you that you need leadership, not just from the leadership. If Congress is to be effective, you need folks like Mark Meadows, who aren't part of the leadership crowd necessarily, but who represent the interests of the American people, certainly in areas of oversight and the rule of law here. It's these backbenchers, more or less, in the House that have been driving this. Devin Nunes, to his credit, has taken the lead here. But I tell you, it's despite the leadership in the House that any of this is getting done, and it's only the unremitting pressure of Meadows, Jordan, DeSantis, people like Nunes, that Ryan is allowing any of this to go forward.
Right. And Matt Gaetz.
Yeah,
you know,
Gaetz, yeah.
Amongst these folks, there is the general view, if unexpressed publicly, that something has to be done here, and they cannot come together because they have a sellout to all of the business interests, to the establishment, to the globalist elites on the part of their Speaker, and they're going into the midterms with this guy, it appears right now. If they don't have the guts to get rid of him, they're consigning themselves to the abyss electorally.
Well, there's this big crowd in Washington, D.C., the political elites of both parties, who want mass amnesty, and they'll take it any way they'll get it. They'll create
crisis. Well, the hell with it, and the hell with it.
And you know, and I have a simple take on all this. The best immigration reform is to enforce the law on the books. Yeah. It's going to stop the flows of the families coming north. You can pressure Mexico to stop it from happening. You take care of those who are already here within the law, but not much needs to be done.
You can't do anything. Let me say this too, Tom, and let me interrupt you on this, because I understand what you're saying, enforce the law. But here is the basic fundamental logic that's absolutely requisite and undeniable. You cannot reform, change, or alter, or enforce immigration law if you do not control the border. It's that straightforward. And ipso facto, control the damn border, right?
That's exactly right. If I were the president, I would deploy the military to the border to secure the border immediately, given the national security and humanitarian and criminal threat we face from the border. Yeah. You'd not only be protecting the American people, but you'd be protecting the illegal aliens who are being trafficked through this border region that is completely wide open in many areas.
And it's time to let the Mexican government know that they're bringing thousands of unaccompanied minors from their southern border, then giving them effectively escort 2,000 miles to the northern border with this country, and dumping those young people on our doorstep and creating havoc. And by the way, that doesn't include $60 billion worth of illegal drugs, methamphetamines, heroin, cocaine, marijuana that are coming across that border, coming from Mexico every year. And to think there's a discussion going on Capitol Hill, and these fools are trying to represent the Chamber of Commerce interest. It is sickening to watch these gutless frauds even discuss the issues that are of such paramount importance to this entire country.
And it's going to get worse. The view from the South is that there's chaos in the United States. Congress is pushing to undermine the rule of law. The media is pushing to undermine the rule of law. And that translates as, we got to get across the border and take advantage because they will never hold us in these circumstances. Any discussion of amnesty increases illegal immigration, and the president needs to stand fast and enforce the rule of law. It's why he was put in office, and it's fundamental to protecting the United States and its sovereignty.
You know, and the other thing is this president has already created a legacy. He's already a historic president. He is the only person with anything to lose in not abiding by his promises to the American people and to his base, to his voters, because no one expects any of those other folks on Capitol Hill to keep a single promise that they've ever made. I doubt they even remember what they promised their voters, with a few exceptions, and we just mentioned a half a dozen of them. There are a few more, but not many.
Well, there's an opportunity to get a quick, small bill in that allows the families to be detained together, upholding the rule of law, while taking care of children who are needlessly put in harm's way by both their parents and the amnesty crowd. This can be done quickly if the Republican leadership takes a hold of it and moves it forward.
I would say the odds of that happening are so remote.
But we need to demand action. We just can't let this continue.
Yeah,
it's a nightmare.
Well, the nightmare can end as soon as we control our border.
That's right.
That's this, you know, all of this stuff, piecemeal and comprehensive, you call it what you want. The fact is that until we have the guts to defend our own border, the courage and the principle and the commitment to the values of this nation and to the integrity of this constitutional republic and our own society, we are lost. And it's that straightforward. Tom Fitton, great to have you with us. We'll take up the deep state later. We got troubles boiling on the front burner right now.
I hear you.
Thanks so much. Tom Fitton.
You're welcome.